so we know that the Sicilian begins with e4 c5. But where does that path lead to? The second move for white leads to three things: knight to f3, the Open Sicilian; knight to c3, the Closed Sicilian; and the moves that are not the open and closed, the Anti-Sicilians. In this series we are going to discuss starting from the Open Sicilian. And in this episode we are going to discuss how to turn Sicilian defense into Open Sicilian. After e4 and c5. Knight to f3. Pawn to d6. Pawn to d4. Pawn captures. This is the usual setup of Sicilian defense. White has two ways to recapture. Queen takes or knight takes. In the open variation, white's going to take with the knight. We're going to talk about the queen takes sometime in the future, but anyway, after knight recaptures, knight to f6 attacking the e4 pawn, knight to c3 defending the knight and developing. This is what the usual Sicilian defense, open variation that you are going to see, and this is the start of everything. At the fifth move, black chooses its weapon, and in our weaponry we have pawn to a6, which is the Najdorf variation, whereas the pawn protects the b5 square from attacks coming from the knight and bishop. Pawn to g6, the dragon variation, where we prepare a square for our bishop in the long diagonal. Pawn to e5, the Sveshnikov variation, where black challenges white's center early to gain active piece play despite creating a weak d5 square. Knight to c6, the classical variation, where black develops naturally to control the center and prepare kingside development without committing the central pawns too early. Pawn to e6, the French variation, which isn't very much of a thing because after white bishop to e3 the game turns into Scheveningen. In our first season, we'll break down each of the Sicilian openings you just saw, one episode at a time, and dive deeper into their unique ideas and theories. Then, in Season 2, we'll move to the Closed Sicilian, where the game slows down and strategy takes center stage. And finally, in Season 3, we'll cover the Anti-Sicilians, the tricky sidelines white uses to dodge all that theory. In the next episode, we'll start with the most famous continuation in the Open Sicilian, the Najdorf Variation, the king of them all. See you there.